Ugh. All right, let's do it. Let's talk about Babymetal. Hooray! Yippee! Anna, are you excited to talk about Babymetal?
Yeah!
Are you excited?
Yeah!
One of the most popular, divisive metal bands possibly existing ever right now. Are you ready?
Yeah!
On a scale of 1 to 10, how ready are you?
12.
12! Whoa! You're really ready.
Yes.
You're super ready. You're so ready you're still in bed. Looking at your phone playing little TikTok videos.
That's right.
That's how ready you are. So amped. So pumped.
Yeah.
The Metal Meltdown's most loyal, most ready soldier right there.
Yeah.
If you've paid any attention to rock or metal music over the course of the past 10 to 15 years or so, then there's a very solid chance you already know who Babymetal are, and an even more solid chance that you already have very strong opinions, very strong feelings for and about Babymetal and their style of music, this fusion of J-pop and heavy metal that some have come to call kawaii metal, 'cause why not? And I know from personal experience that a lot of y'all have absolutely no issue whatsoever very happily sharing these feelings and strong opinions for and about Babymetal and their music and their style and their aesthetic and everything that they do. Not just because of previous Metal Meltdown videos, but also because literally less than 24 hours ago, as of this recording, we did a community post here on the Metal Meltdown trying to hype up this video, and the comments that we got in response were pretty interesting because almost none of them were really about the music. It was more about accusing Babymetal of being an industry plant, of being just like this corporate soulless product. It was people talking about the ethics of J-pop and the idol industry, people talking about how the music doesn't matter because the girls are hot, you know, just total like fetishization. Did I get that word right, Anna?
Fetishization?
Fetishization?
Yeah.
There we go. That. Of the women who are in Babymetal and just like, the girls are hot, that's all that matters to me, I got a boner, that's all that matters to me. And then also the usual spiel of, well, this isn't metal, it's gay poser gimmick garbage, and I hate it, and it's awful, and people who listen to this are, you know, they're childish, they're immature, I'm better than them, blah, 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 blah. And if you don't mind, I very quickly want to go through at least a few of these comments, because first off, I think that they're genuinely important to the conversation at hand, and second, because somebody is going to tell me that I'm exaggerating or outright making things up, and reading the comments aloud is a great way of countering that. I don't mean to shame or attack any of these people. This is not a drinking game video. This is not meant to be something where I'm like, haha, look at this person with this wrong opinion. This is more so about like just fully showing you how people really feel about Babymetal. One comment here writes, theirs is literally nothing metal about them. They're popular because they're a girl group that is mass marketed. It's K-pop for slightly edgy people. I mean, girl groups, boy bands, this kind of stuff has always been popular. It always will be popular at this point. K-pop is certainly very popular. The irony of this comment is that Babymetal is not K-pop. So you are literally wrong, because it is not K-pop for slightly edgy people. I know that that's not really the point of this, but like, I don't know, man. A quick Google search does a world of wonder. They're Japanese, not Korean. Another comment says, I've never personally been a fan of Babymetal, but dumb gimmick bands are fun, so I don't know what the hell those people are smoking. I bet these same people would defend Gwar to death. And yes, absolutely. Like, it's very consistently like, oh, gimmick bands are dumb, but my gimmick band is awesome. And if we're being honest here, there is so much about heavy metal music as a whole that is a huge fucking gimmick. Like, when Rob Halford drives a motorcycle through a fake wall of fucking amps, dressed up in fucking leather daddy S&M fucking bullshit, it absolutely is a gimmick. You're lying if you think it isn't. Another comment says, it's still weeb shit for Reddit shut-ins. Another comment says, this happens every time a band with a different sound comes out. They get absolutely dogpiled for 10 years, and then everyone turns around and loves them. The same thing happened with nu metal bands like Slipknot and Korn, and I would not be surprised if 10 years from now the same thing happens again with Sleep Token. I can totally see that argument. I feel like it also works in reverse, though. Like, I think about bands like Metallica, who for the first 10 years of their existence were the most beloved metal band on the fucking planet, and still are, by all accounts. But, you know, then they cut their hair, and they started playing more hard rocky kind of stuff with Load and Reload, and ever since then, you know, just saying the name Metallica summons this, like, volatile, powerful reaction out of people, you know? Another comment says, it's gooner metal, in my opinion. It's just for people who want to listen to girls that sound like middle schoolers dancing and jumping around, in my opinion. Another comment writes, using underage girls as the gimmick is what turns me off. Feels gross all around. Oh god, this other argument doesn't really help, though. Writing, they're Asian girls, so I'm biased on this one. How could I dislike them? Mind immediately stops listening and heart starts racing. Bro. Come on. Come on. Man to man. Come on. Come on. You are not beating the gooner metal allegations anytime soon. Holy shit. I'm gonna read one more comment and then we're moving on. It's still trash regardless of popularity, but I mean, it's the year 2025. People love garbage with shiny blinking lights. Look, I don't necessarily disagree that there's a lot of stuff that I think is bad that is also popular despite the fact that I think it's bad. But I don't know, man. I to immediately then go, well, it's garbage and it's shiny, that's why people like it. Like, I don't know, man. I think that people like things for their own reasons. I think you just kind of sound like a jerk when you go off into that direction. My 2 cents, whatever. Y'all get the idea. And because of all of this, there's probably nothing I can say about this album that people will, like, universally be okay with. I think we're entering this kind of, like, Sleep Token slaughter to prevail territory, where the conversation about the band is more important than the band itself, more important than the music, and therefore anything and everything I say about the music is secondary and will be met with a diverse and hostile response and reaction. And like, whatever, it is what it is, whatever happens is whatever happens. Y'all know, long-time Metal Meltdown viewers and subscribers know I got no issue clapping the fuck back at a motherfucker. For God's sakes, angry fanboy drinking games are a staple of this fucking channel at this fucking point. God fucking damn. Thank God my liver is as strong as it is, and thank God my wallet is as deep and as full as it is, because otherwise, wow, we'd be in trouble. But from here on, my intent is to talk about the content and musical quality of the album Metal Forth. I do not expect everybody to agree with me. I would be concerned under normal circumstances if everybody agreed with me. But I do expect, or at least hope, that we can at least stay on topic and talk about the music. Because y'all love reminding me, time and time again, over and over, that the music is more important than anything and everything else. So I'm calling y'all's bluff, and that's what we're talking about here today. Okay? 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 Cool. Good. Anna, are you ready?
Yeah.
Still a solid 12 out of 10?
Yes.
Or really? Wow. Love that enthusiasm. Love that energy. Would you also enjoy a shot of liquid courage?
No, I'm okay right now.
Disappointing. I'm disappointed in you, Anna.
That's okay, I can deal with it.
I might take a shot of liquid courage. Because I may need it. Because some of y'all, as we've just noticed, are a little cray-cray, a little weird. Just a little. Just a little. It's okay. Not trying to shame, not trying to attack, just letting you know, man to man. I care about you. You can do better. You can be better. All right, cheers. That's definitely the last one. All right, so Metal Forth. This is the 5th full-length studio album from Babymetal, and there's a lot happening here. I mean, the fusion of J-pop and heavy metal, and more specifically power metal, prog metal, and some like djenty metalcore kind of theatrics and rhythms and dynamics. There's a lot to it. It's big, it's robust and very like bombastic and very like in your face. I can totally understand if somebody would immediately be pretty like overwhelmed and like kind of weirded out by it. But as somebody who has followed Babymetal over the years, and frankly bands who are just way weirder and way crazier, and also as somebody who has always kind of been aware of J-pop and how that entire fucking thing works, something like Babymetal just doesn't really like freak me out the way that it might literally anybody else. I think the strangest thing about this album, aside from the stylistic over-the-topness of it, is that it's very heavy on collabs from start to finish. Like, there are only a few songs on the album that are just Babymetal. And frankly, those are some of the weaker cuts on the album. Like Kawaii, for instance, not a fan. It's giving like Animetal from Within Destruction, released earlier this year, which I was not a fan of. It has that same kind of like edginess and those same kinds of like sharp edges and like hip-hop beats, and it's repetitive and it doesn't really have much substance. It is very much all sizzle, no steak, not a fan, not fucking with it at all. To be fair, other cuts like Algorithm and White Flame are a lot stronger. You know, I like the blend of like these very over-the-top kind of like Dragon Force style guitar pyrotechnics and like almost Dream Theater style prog metal shifts and turns and curveballs with like the hyper frantic, super catchy, infectious kind of like J-pop metal shit. Like it's fun stuff. What do you want me to say? But again, the vast majority of the content here is collabs. Like the opening number, From Me to You, has Poppy on it, and I think this is a really solid cut. I think it's a really good blend of Babymetal's specific blend of J-pop and metal with Poppy's specific blend of like moody, modern kind of pop, alt metal music, all kind of like meshed together. I like the contrast between like the harmonized kind of like gang vocals and like those big J-pop hooks, and then also Poppy's more monotonous kind of like vocal verses and like her big, very passionate screams, contrasted with big, muscular, beefy, towering, kind of like almost metalcore-y kind of like structures and rhythms. Solid cut to start off the album. Then there's Ratatata featuring Electric Callboy. This was released as a standalone single last year, if I'm not mistaken, so it is a little old and lacks a little bit of its immediate luster and impact as a result of that, but it is still a solid number. Like, this is unironically like a rare metal cut where I'm like, you could play this in the club and it could have like a genuine super cool reaction. Like, it's got a lot of energy, a lot of hype, a lot of momentum. I think Electric Callboy definitely takes more of the spotlight than maybe they should on this cut, but like, fuck it, it's a strong, fun, hyper cool cut all the way through, in my opinion. Then there's Con Con featuring Bloodywood. It's worth noting that Bloodywood also featured Babymetal on a cut of theirs from an album that they released earlier this year. And much like that song, Con Con is a really good combination of like the Bhangra Bollywood influences and like the J-pop influences, all meshed with like new metal, metalcore, groove metal kind of shit. Taking the term Asian fusion very literally here, hey, chef joke, food joke, Asian fusion food. I don't know where I'm going with that. My brain is fucked from a little bit of Liquid Courage. Great song, that's the point. I like it a lot. The weakest part, I would say, is like the rap verses. That's always been the weakest part of the Bloodywood sound. But like, other than that, like, it's a pretty solid cut. My Queen is a solid cut as well. Babymetal definitely taking the forefront of the sound here, but still, like, there's a good mix of like the same kinds of like riffs and tones and textures I would expect from Spirit Box within all of this. To be honest, I think I like this more than the entirety of the most recent Spirit Box album, Tsunami Sea. And then there's Sunset Kiss featuring Polyphia. I love Polyphia. I think that they're genuinely one of the most inventive and creative and just cool as fuck kind of like prog rock instrumental bands out there nowadays. Anytime they collaborate with somebody, it's always really cool because they do a great job of just matching the energy of whoever the collaborator is. This album is no exception. It is slick, it is smooth, it has this dreamy kind of like romantic quality to it as well. It almost kind of feels like something that would be like the outro song to like an anime, and I mean that as like a compliment. And then conversely, there is song 3 featuring Slaughter to Prevail. Now, we actually already talked about this song because this song was also featured on the most recent Slaughter to Prevail album, Grizzly, and I stand by my claim that it sounds like Slaughter to Prevail writing something that would be used in Death Note. I was not the biggest fan of that song on the Grizzly album, and I'm still not the biggest fan of it here. Also, a little bit disappointing to see Babymetal collaborate with Slaughter to Prevail. A little bit disappointing. I'm not gonna shame them for it. I'm gonna shame their management for it, but still disappointing irregardless. Metalli featuring Tom Morello is an interesting cut as well. He definitely doesn't pop up as much across this cut as everyone else does across the rest of their cuts. Like, this definitely feels like more of a guest spot than a full-blown collaboration. But what Tom Morello does contribute, his signature kind of like guitar spiel and technique, is still very cool, and this song in general is really awesome. It has this more theatrical, kind of like show-tuney kind of vibe and feel. I like the use of more traditional kind of like Japanese instruments and rhythms here as well, giving it this almost kind of like funky foundation. Like, I genuinely really like the vibe and feel of this song. It's one of the more unique cuts musically on the entire album, and I just think it's great. I love this song, no word of a lie. The Kami Band, as they've been dubbed consistently across the board, is doing some really amazing stuff. Tight, technical, nuanced, but never like super flashy or show-offy. They know exactly when to pull back to allow the singers in Babymetal to kind of do their thing, to allow everyone else, every collaborator, to do their thing. And speaking of, the actual like lead vocals and shit from the girls in Babymetal, I don't remember their fucking names. They're doing a great fucking job. They sound really fucking good. The production is consistently great across the board. Crystal clear, clean, pristine production everywhere. I do think that in some of the sonically heavier moments, like where we really start getting like these thicker guitar tones and such, I think it suffers a little bit. It falters a little bit. But like overall, a very well produced, mixed, mastered, arranged album. I'm honestly feeling a very strong 3.5 out of 5 on this bad boy. Like, I don't really give a shit whether or not it is or isn't metal. I don't give a shit if they're a gimmick band. I'm 30 years old. I have better, more important things to worry about at this point in my life. If you don't, I don't really know what to fucking tell you, bro. The music is catchy, it's well written, it does a good job at blending a variety of dynamics and influences and pyrotechnics from a variety of different metal subgenres into J-pop and making it accessible and fun and flashy without necessarily being like gaudy or corny or stupid. Because of all the collaborations too, the album still feels kind of fresh, and it still feels like it has a lot of spice and flavor and a lot of things to say and offer that are different, despite the fact that, you know, I mean, Babymetal have their shtick, their brand, their sound that they want to stick to consistently. Anna, anything you would like to say, since you've been the #1 Babymetal defender literally since this video started?
I wish people would just like stop taking things so seriously and have fun.
Honestly, you could have said that at the beginning and I could have shut down the fucking video. What the fuck? Where was that wisdom earlier? There is absolutely nothing here that will convince the Babymetal haters that they should stop hating Babymetal, but whatever, I don't give a shit, and I don't think Babymetal does either. Solid 3.5 out of 5. It's a good, fun record. What the fuck do you want from me? I don't fucking care. Cheers to Liquid Courage. Fuck it, one more little itty bitsy drink, because I like y'all, and we're having fun, and fun is good, as we've described all through this video. What the fuck is wrong with fun? Anna, name one thing that's wrong with fun.
I can't, because there isn't anything wrong
Exactly! She fucking gets it, why don't you? Not you specifically, but you. You know what I mean. You know who I'm talking about. You know who you are if I'm talking to you. Yeah. Cheers. All right. Press this button to subscribe. Other videos, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to make breakfast. That's how early in the morning it is right now. Anna, what would you like for breakfast?
I don't know, maybe just some cereal.
I said I was gonna make breakfast, you dumb bitch!
Okay, then I want fucking pancakes.
Okay, maybe I'll make pancakes then.
Yay.
I might make pancakes. Yeah.